Anybody remember what happened on the last Fellowship of Convenience?
Yeah.
You don't have to. Last time on the Fellowship of Convenience, our heroic wanderers made their escape from First Edition Island, only to find themselves once again in hopeless peril as they brave the haunting, glittering sea. They fight against the elements in a freak storm, only to find themselves foiled by a more humane adversary. The lost crew of the LS Trustworthy, an experimental undersea craft from ages past. But the Trustworthy proved to be more devious than the name would imply. It submerged with the Fellowship on board, kidnapping them and taking them to a city at the bottom of the sea, where the unlucky sailors from thousands of shipwrecks through the ages live on to serve a mysterious master. Separated, the 4 members of the Fellowship will have to brave the city alone as they search for each other and try to reunite. Layla will make her way outside the law as she wreaks vigilante justice on the society that absconded them. Torbin, having been accepted as a prospective member of the Trustworthy's crew, will have to learn to fit in if he's going to find his friends. Artemis, played by guest player Travis Watts, will have to scheme his way to the top of a very different social ladder as he serves hard time in prison, while Shawnathan endures brutal interrogation by an icy science officer hell-bent on learning everything she can about the Fellowship. Let's give it up for DJ Devitt. Your first player, an elf rogue, Mr. Stabsplosion, the Bloodsplosion Jones, and Dr. Bloodsplosion. Travis Watt is Artemis. I can't. Valjean, I'm sorry, I fucked that up. Next up, a human monk, little ass kicker, the beatdown champ, and the bruised saleswoman. Kelly Hannah is Layla Fartswell. Your human fighter, the neckbreaker, Mr. Meatwall, the walking armory, Jason Go is Torbin 2-1! I'm a human sorcerer, Flipper of the Bird, the father of bastards, Chaos's most untender lover. I, Nam Hood, am Shawnathan Cap! We have 2 guest commentators this evening. They're both wonderful people. Let's hear it for Shannon Koyano! He's drinking my cider. Douglas Gale! I've got one more for you. The Lord of the Lark, the Prince of Pen and Paper, the Duke of Dice, Daniel Isherwood is your Dungeon Master!
Welcome to the Fellowship of Convenience, everybody. Give yourselves a round of applause. Woo! Really cover the sound of me spilling beer on myself. So, last time on the Fellowship of Convenience, the crew was kidnapped, and in the chaos of that happening, they were scattered to the wind, separated from each other. They'll have to live out very different lives for the moment as they work their way back towards each other. We start in an underground city, something never before suspected by anybody, including me, until just recently. And to describe this place, deep below the ocean, at the bottom of this haunted ocean where everything is pitch black, they find themselves in a city that's eerily similar to the world on the surface. It's constructed out of domes made of pure magical fields. You could walk right into the water if you wanted, although the depth would crush you instantly, so don't do that. It's so so realistic, so completely obviously made by human hands that even at times the water overhead seems to mimic the sky, and it has day and night cycles because it's populated by master artificers who use machines and magic together to form the clockwork of this world. So we have microphones this time. And I'm just used to just... I have microphones this time. So, we begin with Layla Fartswelder, who has had an extremely rough time. You've been driven underground, even deeper below the surface, where it becomes much less pleasant. And it's not like it's the most pleasant place to begin with. You're stuck in the sewers. You have no equipment and very little hope, and you're being pursued by all the monsters in this dank and unforgiving subterranean world.
Yes.
For example, a horde of dire rats. Too many to fight off, even with your incredible monk training. There's like hundreds of them, and they're all after you because you're the fresh meat.
So do I act? You're wanting me to act?
You take 2 damage as they gnaw at your flesh.
Well, I will.
Hold fast, Dave.
Interesting.
I, Lord Edmund Blackadder, also known as the Bowler, wish to use Dr. Rando's potion of everlasting thirst.
Who do you want to use it on?
2.0.
Oh, yeah. Who are you going to use it on?
Who are you gonna use it on?
Use it on Layla Fartswelder.
Ooh.
Gross.
All
That's
right.
Bring it up here, buddy.
Have to drink.
Yeah, you have to drink when circumstances call
Pretty
for it.
much the whole time.
Do you want to give the instructions to the commentators, and they will commentate on it?
Isn't it just comment?
No,
They're
yeah,
commentator.
probably is.
I'll let them explain it.
Yeah.
Grecian urn.
Give him a round of applause.
Thank you so much!
That is a veteran move, because now we know for sure someone's going to get hammered.
Hey,
Yeah, so let me go over these rules really quickly for you, Layla. You have to drink every time you take a damage, when you deal a damage, when you roll a d20, whenever you swear, whenever someone receives healing, whenever there's a chant, not counting the drink chants, whenever you're confronted with the reality that is your life.
For example,
Wise choice.
you take 2 damage for being gnawed at by rats.
Rat. Okay, got it.
Yeah, 2 more.
Sorry, I hate to interrupt on someone else's
She
story.
has to drink. She has to drink.
Yeah.
Drink.
What do her immediate surroundings look like?
It is essentially sewers. So it is just poo and rats.
So there's a lot of darkness. Can I use the shadow step? The step of shadow?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Great. And to do that, then I will roll this dice.
How does the move itself work? You get to essentially go from one shadow to another. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Does that require any key points? You know what? Let's assume. Actually, you would have key points from having taken damage, so we can go ahead and assume that you
Do you mean
can go ahead and do it.
chi points?
It's key in this one. It's weird.
Okay.
She can teleport up to 60 feet.
All right, then you do that. You teleport 60 feet away, confusing the horde of rats, which will take time to pursue you using their awesome senses, but you get yourself a little bit of a breather. Probably want to watch out for the oozes, though.
The oozes.
Yeah, you're being set upon by oozes.
As will happen.
Yeah, definitely in the subterranean. Fun fact, I think these actually exist now in like Georgia and stuff. So I love that.
Sewers? Are you saying that sewers exist in Georgia?
We are very excited.
The oozes?
Well, finally, the poo doesn't go marching down the street, y'all. That's a Georgia person.
Well, I would like
He's walking
to
the
attack.
All right. Make an attack against your ooze. Against the ooze. Roll a d20 using
Hey, that means you
mighty
drink.
fists.
Drink.
Yes.
What did you get?
8.
8 plus your bonus.
That would be 4. That would be 12 total.
12. Yeah, they are extremely slow, so you're able to hit them. Unfortunately, you do damage, and one of them, kind of splats around and seems wounded, but it also in turn does damage to you because they're acidic by nature. So you just basically put your hand in and burned it. Not really, it's kind of a zero-sum game on that. So you take 1 more damage from the burning.
Drink.
Yeah.
Drink. Small Friday nights. We got to get into it, guys. We got to get into this.
Got a drink for dealing damage too.
Drink. Oh.
Oh, that's smart. Did you double drink?
Yes,
Did
I
you
did.
drink?
I did drink.
All right, 2 drinks.
She's on it.
Nice.
Ah, that's cool.
There we go. Give her a round of applause. All right, and so again, the gurgling, let's say, of the slime summons its companions, and once again they start to overwhelm you. It's a really harsh, unforgiving environment.
Okay. Well.
You should probably just boogie.
Boogie?
Yeah.
Get out of there.
Haul ass, yeah.
Yeah.
Haul ass. That's what I'm
Leave.
doing. Haul ass.
Right.
How do I haul ass? Do I just haul ass?
Yeah,
I would
just
like to haul ass.
say
Take a
haul ass.
ass
Yeah,
check,
all right.
please.
She begins to haul ass, and her ass is hauled far away as fast as she can. So much so that she starts to get lost. You turn left and right, back and forth, all around. You step in poo. You step in stuff that is explicitly not poo, which might even be more disturbing. And as you go deeper and deeper until it's no longer sewers. They start to take on the characteristics of more like caverns, and you begin to fear that you may be lost in the subterranean world of the Underdark. And you're
Bottom of the
Are
ocean.
there?
Yeah. It's weird.
So are there?
Okay.
Am I
Fake
alone,
news.
or are there? Is there something else that I need to be?
You're being constantly pursued by all manner of monsters. Most specifically, the 2 hordes that I previously mentioned.
The rats. And the
But there's stuff in the darkness with eyes that are looking at you. There's a strange laughter that you don't really know where it comes from. Also, you might just be going mad. Who knows?
Okay. Well, I am frightened, so I'm going to use my stillness of mind, which is. I think it's going to make me chill out.
So you use your stillness of mind, drawing on your monk training. You focus yourself, and you understand that this too is one of the challenges on your paths to master the fist. And so your movements take on more purpose. And you approach a large cavern, and as you do, you notice that even the monsters that are pursuing you fear to follow there.
Okay. Well, I am going to try to get out of there. Can I go up, or do I need to still go deeper?
Essentially, in front of you is the opening to a large cavern. You have basically a narrow sort of ledge that you can follow deeper into the cavern. Beyond that, you really can't see.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take my chances and go deeper.
All right. Does someone say giggity?
Great, now we own Seth MacFarlane so much money.
So you approach this giant cavern, and the other monsters fall way back. Even something as foolish and dumb as an ooze refuses to follow. It's just blind instinct for them. And so you approach, presumably with caution.
That is a picture of me.
And suddenly, even the dimness of the light, what little there was, goes out, and you feel something wrapping around you. It's suffocating you.
Holy crap. Can you tell me what it is, or do I have to guess?
You have no idea what it is.
Okay. Well, can I disappear into the shadows again?
It is wrapped around you. It's
Wrapped
basically fastened to you.
Okay, well then I want to attack it with my short sword.
You don't have any of your equipment.
Okay.
None of you do, by the way, also.
I'm gonna punch it.
Yes. Drawing upon your monk training, you punch it. You take a sock at it.
That's fairly accurate. And that's what I roll, right?
Yes.
D20, yeah.
Drink.
Drink.
Wow.
I don't know what you're looking at.
Looking for your bonus, your to hit bonus.
Should be something to the tune of +8.
She got an 18 then.
Oh,
This is her
okay.
second
Okay,
time
yeah.
playing.
Yeah,
She's
give
a
her
great
a-
comedian.
I'm really
She's been
sorry.
making us laugh. I don't think anyone's mad, but I just want to make sure. Everyone knows this is her second time.
Okay,
Uh,
so 18.
So you do successfully punch it. And in doing so, you punch it, you're able to knock it off, you get a bit of a breather, it's no longer suffocating you, and you're able to see what has attacked you. It's a large stingray-like creature known as a cloaker, which appears in the Underdark and will basically drop down on you like it did and try and kill you. And so you guys square off. It looks at you. You can look back if you'd like. And it rushes at you again, but since you just, since it's recovering, you can take an action as it heads towards you.
Okay, well, I will take I will punch it again. I will use my training to attack it again.
All right. So, it rushes in towards you, kind of crawling along, dragging the latter half of its body with its wings, and you rush in toward it to meet it head on, and you punch it right in the face again. In front of all its friends, by the way. There are cloakers swooping in and out, watching with interest.
So that's a 21.
21?
Drink.
That's what I think.
Then once again, you punch it, and roll damage.
Damage is, assume it's is your level 9, so that should be a D10 for damage. Plus your strength modifier. So right here, so that's going to be a 9 damage.
Okay.
She has a drink.
9 damage straight to the dome. It's not used to being punched, so that was a real shocker for it, but it kind of shakes it off. It's unusually large and hardy for a cloaker. It appears to be some sort of like ancient and wise cloaker, we'll say. And it makes a biting attack against you. 16 against your AC, I believe, is a hit.
Drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so this is not going well for me.
2d6 plus 3 damage.
Okay.
Roll it 4, but you should.
Can I use my acrobatic skills? Can I flip?
You can once you're done being bitten.
Okay. Cool.
You take 6 damage.
Drink.
You feel slightly woozy, as if, having just been made to drink a bunch. So you've mutually damaged each other, and it regards you with some level of respect, but it's not backing down.
Well, shit. Well, I would like to attack it again.
Go for it.
Okay. That's a D20, so I'm going to drink. So that's a 9.
A 9 plus, what did we determine was your bonus? Like 8?
Yeah.
Your accuracy bonus
oh,
is
wait.
plus 8.
Okay, so that
Well,
would be
no,
17.
I rolled a 1, but that.
You rolled a 1?
Crit fail. All right. So you take a swing, but having been kind of, generally disoriented by this whole thing, you fall into it, and it begins to wrap around you again.
Okay.
Yeah. And
This is upsetting.
That's reality.
Drink.
And it in turn bites you. Once it misses. Second time it hits. It attempts to bite you twice. The first time it can't quite find purchase. The second time it does. Ouch. All right, and the second time it manages to hit you for 9 damage.
Okay.
Drink.
Monks can grapple, right? Is there a...
Yeah, I suppose she could, although she's kind of being grappled.
Well, I thought, cloakers had like a huge advantage on grappling.
Yeah,
because of
she's
their
basically
full body.
grappled by it. But it is your turn to try and rally. It's getting bleak. I mean, this thing is wrapped around you. You can't really see. You may have a vague idea where its head is because it just bit you. But beyond that, it's the light is starting to fade.
Yes.
Hey, can I
that too.
can I help? Do you want some advice?
I'll take some.
You
advice.
think about your most trusted mentor, Lord Shawnathan Kemp, and all the great advice he's given you. And he says, use your extra attack and use stunning strike. Use those two things.
Those sound like
Actually, you think about a time he came on to you and then you used an extra attack and stunning strike on him. And you're like,
right,
this
that
is
was
exactly
effective.
like
That was very effective.
that situation.
Yeah. Can I will strike and use the double the second strike.
All right, make your 2 attacks.
That's double drinking.
Alcohol by you?
Twice the drink.
I did not prepare to be drinking this much, but
That's okay.
it's gonna happen.
We never do.
All right, so on your 2, you got a 27 and a 14.
Both of those will hit. So you attack it twice. One of those is a stunning strike, causing it to no longer be able to grapple you. Presumably, you probably do enough damage to finish it off, but let's go ahead and roll it anyway.
That's 17 damage.
17? Okay.
You gotta do 3. You've reached one audience member today.
Is that enough?
So,
Okay.
you beat at it mercilessly, finally finding like the fire, the fighting spirit that your master had taught you to listen to and that you had almost lost in your years as a banker, just undercover as a spy. That's her backstory. But you're starting to find it again, and as the cloaker finally dies, it sort of settles in a shape around you. And you obtain the cloak of the sovereign cloaker. This ancient and wise beast has bestowed its gift upon you, and all of the other cloakers recognize you as one of their own. Only in this cavern, though. Let's not go nuts.
Well, this is fantastic news.
Yes. And now you've become more than just a mere mortal. Now you're a symbol, and a symbol can never die. And that will be the end of your scene, just being surrounded by cloakers celebrating your victory over their sovereign for some reason. That's just how it works with
They
them.
probably
They think that I am
think
their
the cloaker
sovereign.
won.
Yeah, she's they did it. They've become more than just what they were as individuals, and now, in a sense, you are the cloaker.
Now navigate that ledge and look for a way out.
Cloaker begins.
Now navigate that ledge when it's your turn back and see if you can find a way out.
Commentators, pretty exciting stuff.
Really? It's a lot of people know this. If you defeat a leader and wear his cloak, you're immediately in charge of whatever he was in charge of.
Yeah.
This is good advice, not just
Now you
in
gotta
DD,
do
but in life in
spreadsheets.
general.
I'm in charge, bitches.
You gotta do the cloaker spreadsheets.
You keep what you kill.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
Nice, yes.
We're the same type of
I'm not
horrible
going to
person.
drive Layla farts while they're home. I'm just throwing that out there.
Layla Farts Wilder is walking home.
Okay.
Good. All right, and so thus ends the sequence number 1 in a storyline that I've nicknamed Farts Welder Begins.
Good job, Fargo.
And now we move on to you, Torbin Two Wolves.
All right.
High school's a scary place, right, guys? You have had a very different experience with this city. They've more or less embraced you as a prospective member of one of their crews. They're trying to figure out where you fit in, and so they've sent you to the Officers Academy, where they do most of their training, and also is just the general head of their military. And today's your first day of school. And we meet your character, not yet made really any friends or connections in the local area, which for your character probably is not that big of a deal, except for your very life depends on whether or not you can fit in with them, because if you don't, they will kill you.
They think they will.
Yeah. And so here you are in the cafeteria. You've just gotten your food. It is surprisingly realistic to what you've seen in past mess halls on the surface, in that it is gross and low quality. And you
Slumgullion and hardtack.
and you survey your options, and you've got to decide, and it's a very important choice. Who do you sit with at lunch? And so your options, there's a group of soldiers who are kind of like pushing each other around and like flexing their muscles and lifting weights, which is a weird thing to do at lunch, but they're doing that. And then there's a couple of the more popular kids that you recognize, Renoir Felipe Archibald, the captain who kind of first brought you here, is surrounded by a bunch of friends, and he's laughing and twirling his mustache. People love him, you know, he's a real go-getter. And then there's this other group of nerds. They're the fucking engineers, including like Radar, who you met last time, who's like this weird, kind of like vaguely autistic science lady, and Dobby, who you probably remember best as a big old crybaby. Yeah, I know it's an important decision.
I think I'll go over to the popular kids.
Nice. Solid choice. Classic decision. If only it had been that easy for some of us. So, you walk over to the popular kids table, and there's three of them. There's a bunch of hangers-on, but they're like the three main popular kids. Renoir, who we mentioned, Manny, who's like this gnome, and he seems to be the class clown because he's like absolutely desperate to make everybody laugh. And then a gal, Annalise, who seems like kind of, you know, she's like really prim and popular and proper and upbeat and also popular. And she's talking about her project, about how she's really going to just like, you know, oh, she's so excited to just organize the military to help wage war on the surface world. But she's like, yeah, we're doing it for the master, which is probably the first time you've heard of it, but not going to be the last. And so Renoir beckons you over and says, "Ha ha! My good friend Torbin, come sit with us, the kids who are clearly the most popular." Ha ha ha!
Ah, yes. I'm well met, friends.
Yes.
What goes on?
We're sitting here eating lunch. I'm just here with my friends. Oh, how rude of me. This is Manny, and Manny like pretends like a banana has a mustache, and he's like, "How you doing?" And everybody has a
banana mustache. Always works.
Manny appreciates your appreciation for his humor. So you can score 1 point with Manny. And Annalise very, very energetically shakes your hand. It's like, "Hi, how you doing? Hey, oh wow. How about that surface world, huh? I mean, I came down here, I was caught in a freak storm while trying to rescue some refugees after some crazy people bombed this central city."
Who would do such an awful thing?
Right? Oh my God, I know. You seem really compassionate.
Oh, for sure. Very compassionate.
That's a bluff check.
I've broken no necks in my life.
Roll bluff.
I don't. What is my bluff?
It's got to be 13 plus charisma, right?
Oh, 14.
14. Yeah. So you successfully disguise the fact that you are a heinous murderer. Oh my God! It is so nice to hear someone explicitly mention not breaking necks because, oftentimes when I meet new people, I just end up wondering.
So, it's war you're going to wage on the surface world, eh?
Yeah, in the name of the Master. We do a lot of stuff for the Master, but,
Well, that's probably, what he wants you to do.
And Renoir is like, yes, and once we track down that old ship of yours, we'll be able to salvage it into a new war machine, and we'll finally have the tools to bring them beneath the waves. But then everybody laughs like that's a joke too. I guess it's that's right. And he twirls his mustache.
I come from the surface world. I have to tell you, not a fan.
Right? Manny's like, right? What a crab hole. Banana mustache. Guys, remember banana mustache?
He's doing it again. Banana mustache.
Oh,
he works.
And I was like, you know what, Torbin? You're okay. How would you like to come along and raid the Underdark with us one of these days?
Well, I do have some raiding experience.
All right, and so...
Passionate raiding.
Annalise is like, yeah. She's
a lot of white-collar stuff, not too much. I ruin lives, but at least they're still alive to feel miserable.
Annalise is like, I know. I was a duchess in my previous life, so I totally get it.
Yeah.
And then you guys enjoy a pleasant meal, and you become, friendly acquaintances. One level of friendship accomplished.
Sweet.
Good job. There we go. And everybody, that is the beginning of Torbin's mean dude scenario, in which he must become friends. The greatest adventure of all, friendship. Woo, 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 woo.
I like this. We were able to see the ROLL playing and the ROLE playing of Dungeons and Dragons.
That's right.
What do you think about his choice to join the popular kids versus the jocks or the nerds?
I'm kind of liking the element of him having to sort of be in high school. I liked high school. I had hella sex. I did none of drugs.
Well, I certainly hope there's more of that in round 3.
All right. And so now we move along. This takes place sometime later, but later that day, essentially, actually. It's much less happy. Things are looking grim for old Shawnathan Kemp here. You have been taken captive, and you've been deemed too risky to put into the general population of the prison. It's pretty rightfully, they kind of nailed you with that one. So, instead, you've been shackled and placed in a room that's etched with more of this artificer runes. And in the top of the room, there's a crystal ceiling with sort of a parabolic arch. And you can see behind the crystal, because it's transparent, a system of complex machinery. And you've been shackled here, unable to use your magic because of the interference from the runes. And the machinery above it for a little while now. You are hungry and poorly kempt. You smell bad. You get sores.
I write guards suck and poop on the wall. Guards suck.
Your hands are shackled.
Oh, well, I'll use my mouth then.
All right. And while you're doing that, Radar, the icy, cold science officer that you had met previously, comes in, and she is in charge of your interrogation.
What's up, nerd?
Let me explain to you how this is going to work.
After a brief kiss.
There are bars between us, and you disgust me.
You've been writing with mouth poop.
That's why. That's what's going on with the kiss.
Always one step.
She explains to you that the mechanism above you will siphon off your life force as she asks you questions, and she has the ability to essentially just press a button. If she thinks that you're lying to her, she'll press it, and it will incredibly painfully absorb life from you. That'll go off of your hit point maximum. She doesn't say that.
Radar, I die like 4 times an adventure. This does not scare me.
She finds that to be true and doesn't torture you. She says, yeah, that seems right. She also goes on to explain that when you give her information that she likes, she can reverse the flow of the device and give back that life force. And she says, are the rules clear? Shall we begin?
Yeah, girl. Hey, you look very fetching today in your stupid uniform that makes you look like a piece of shit, loser.
She presses the button.
The good one or the bad one?
The bad one. You take a D4 worth of damage off your hit point maximum.
Yeah.
She also goes on to explain that she had forgot to mention, but it will increase in intensity every time she has to use it.
Did I forget to mention no one likes you, and you're one of the guards that suck? Because I wrote it on the wall. Did you see? You see the note I wrote for you on the wall? Can you read, Radar? Are you fucking stupid? Can you read that? I wrote it in my own shit with my mouth. Just so you know, you suck. Next time I shit, I'm gonna write another message for you. I'm gonna write a whole novel about how you suck, Radar, you shitbag. I need more food so I can shit more to write more about you.
Cut his food rations. And you do take D6 damage for talking a mad game of shit.
I mean, to be fair,
Yeah.
That is fair. So, she first begins to interrogate you, and she begins very simply by saying, what is your relationship to the Legion of Adventurers?
Pass.
You can't pass. I will press this button again.
Push it, though. All right. Okay. I'm not a strong man, morally, physically, or mentally. We used to work for them, but then we realized they suck, like you. Did you see the poop message? So we dipped out. I stole their boat, killed like so many of them, blew up most of their city. It was almost all me. Torbin helped a little bit too. He killed one guy, Jeff the chef.
Tell me more about Torbin.
You rat.
Let's go tit for tat. Why do you want to know about Torbin? Is it because he's a big piece of shit like you? And you stink?
I saw him in the cafeteria today, and they say it about me or my desires. This is about my day, except for my desire for information. And she gets flustered and she tucks her hair back and considers pressing the button.
Me and Torbin aren't really very good friends. I don't know that much about him. I mean, I know a lot about him if it will keep me not hurt. But I don't know. He is good with his fists. He's great for standing in front of arrows. I have called him a lot of terrible names. Thug, oaf, meat shield. Hey, get in front of me. This one time, he had saved my life. And he was looking down at me, and I was kneeling down, and he was like, "It's cool, I just saved your life." And then I saw a volley of arrows coming our way, and I didn't tell him, and I kept so he would take the arrows, and I could stand behind him. Is this the information you wanted to know? Or? He's
so
very
what you're
powerful.
saying is that he is masculine and heroic.
Yes.
You roll D6. Why?
I get a 4.
You get that back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Torbin also has his penis is big. He has a big penis.
Believable, but you don't get any rewards.
He likes nerdy chicks that suck. and are like half autistic or whatever. Real ugly like you.
Let's get back on topic. Tell me about the phylactery.
It's this thing we stole from this lich guy. We stole it. Do you want to know any more? I'll be honest, I can do magic, but I don't know much about it. I'm a sorcerer.
How does that work?
Well, for a sorcerer, you just do magic. You like I don't know, you kill like a guy or two, and then you can do like a magic missile or whatever.
Roll a d8.
Oh, Christ. All right. 4.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Legitimately, my hand slipped. I'm sorry.
You piece of shit. Do you still want to know more about how magic works? Because I feel like this is a very magical world and everyone knows already. Do you not have magicians around? Do you not have wizards?
I myself am a very accomplished wizard.
Well, then just
I like to hear the inferior perspective of a sorcerer sometimes. It makes me laugh. Ha, 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 ha.
So you really have a thing for Torbin, though? Is that like...
No! Shut up!
So honestly, if you quit torturing me, and maybe, bring me more food and maybe a pencil, I can help you get into Torbin's pants.
I'm not going to. I'm going to torture you more until you do those things.
Well, you beat me this time. How about I just tell you for free? I'll tell you for free. You don't have to torture me less. Just torture me a normal amount. And I'll tell you.
I will continue to.
You've already broken me. You've already broken me, Radar.
She writes down in her little notebook, and you don't see this, but you get the gist. It just says easier than expected.
So you want? Am I still talking about Torbin now, or?
Tell me about the incident at Pembroke.
We showed up because we needed some information. I don't remember.
Did they get a little convoluted in there?
Yeah. We just go places and bad shit happens to people. We went there to go to a bank for some reason, and everyone started turning into zombies, and the whole place died. And now we have some of the citizens and some kids on our ship. I wanted to leave them behind because they're no. But is that all you want to know?
Last question. How would you assess the threat that is represented by the Legion of Adventurers as allied with Exarius, the King among the Dead, to our underwater kingdom? And also, part B of that question, do you think Torbin would like me better if I put my hair up?
I don't know who Exarius, the King of the Dead is. But they're probably fine. You just should keep your guard down all the time. I wouldn't worry about any security threats whatsoever. As far as your hair, Torbin likes girls with shaved heads. 24.
Next time you see Radar, she's sporting a new dude. And you get a D6 on top of your hit points recovery because you gave her several pieces of valuable information as far as she knows.
Hey, Radar. Fuck you.
And thus ends the session, the first of an interview session in the story called Silence of the Shawns. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. Woo! Red hot action between those two. Will they? Won't they? God, I hope not. I do not want to repeat that.
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for Torbin to send Radar a dick pic because I feel like that's how this shit would play out in a real life show.
I can't draw very well.
Fair enough. Maybe you could do like an imprint.
Like a casting?
Woodcut.
At the very least, this was more informative than Jeff Sessions' testimony to Congress. I was very impressed with that.
Hashtag topical.
Also very impressed at how quickly Sean folded under pressure, and then also asked for more torture, in addition to giving up the information that he wanted.
He's a chaos sorcerer. He doesn't know what he's doing half the time.
Classic Sean.
I also want to remind everybody in the audience that if you have an item to use, feel free at any point in the game to make it more exciting to use that item. Thank you.
Also more confusing for all of us. All right, and now we meet up with Artemis, as interpreted by Travis Watt.
Green crackling energy seeps out of the corners of my eyes. Hello.
Hello to you, totally normal Artemis.
Indeed. What are my surroundings like?
You are in a prison yard.
Yard?
Yeah.
So is it day-night cycle? Is it day cycle?
Yeah. It's the middle of the day. It's your first day in prison.
Approximately how large is the yard?
It is, standard HBO show size.
Gotcha. So is there like weightlifting going on?
There is weightlifting. There is a bunch of there's a weightlifting area where a bunch of dudes are just getting ripped. Are
there any other wood elves? Is there a wood elf gang I can join?
there is.
Alright, I go and sidle up next to the closest wood elf. And so my charisma is like a 12. Does that make me very comely?
Yes. That's the one that means the fancy of face, right?
Yes, am I fancy of face?
No.
I'm not fancy of face.
Not in particular.
You're homely, not comely.
At 12, you're like slightly above average.
Nice. So in prison, I'm a trophy. So which of these wood elves looks most like he needs a husband? Or a wife, whatever. I don't want to normative anyone.
Well, there isn't a lot of them there. There is a total.
So you're saying that we're a minority in the prison?
Yes.
How many protests are we staging?
0 so far, but you could change that.
Now, who is the dominant gang in this prison? Also, what's the fun name for this prison? Is it Witchfeld?
Yes.
Nice.
You get a chance to name it because everything here was built in a time, or at the very least, under the influence of a thing that existed before names.
Did you know that orange is the new Underdark? Hi. Okay, so how many wood elves are there in this gang?
There are 3 wood elves, and they're a sorry gang. 2 of them are holding hands, so you're really left with only one.
Fine. Okay, I guess there are any high elves in this prison?
Oh, they're all pretty high.
Ugh, good. Can I kill myself? I'm gonna roll to kill myself. All right. So wood elf gangs suck. I glance around. I don't want to mess with any dwarves.
Wow.
I'm a wood elf. We're the Irish of the D&D universe, which means that we're horrible. So I guess, are there any Dro? Are there any Dro I can meet up with? I bet there. Are there a lot of Dro? Are Dro overrepresented in the prison system?
It's weird to say it out loud, but they are.
I figured. Okay, so who's like the buffest Dro elf?
There is one in particular, and he is chilling out. There is a larger gang that seems to have the run of the place, and they're kind of an amalgam of a lot of other smaller gangs, apparently united under the leadership of an ogre.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Hold fast, Dave.
Finally.
All right.
Dr. Butts!
Woo!
Dr. Butts!
Of transposition on Artemis.
All right.
What are you doing to me?
Well, you'll see.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay, so you switched with Layla. You guys just switched bodies.
Yeah.
You guys just switched bodies.
So you're a cool vigilante running around doing vigilante stuff right now.
I was
with
gonna have
different
fun doing a dating game. Wait, so I take her thing?
Yeah, for the
Well,
moment.
she's playing hidden now.
Yes, so now you're in prison. In a body. So here you go. And you are approaching this large group of gangsters, all kind of serving this ogre.
Are they serving him sexually, or is it like they're just serving him sexually, or
it's more like fanning and massaging, but I
Okay.
mean it's on the
Massage.
table.
okay,
If he wants it, he can have it.
okay.
Not that that's bad, but it just is so gross when you say it. You, Daniel Isherwood, when you say
That's
it.
it. If he wants it, he can. It's prison,
How
guys.
the second
And
biggest
ogre.
guy beat the shit out of him.
I would love to beat the shit out of him.
Drake.
The way that I would like to beat the shit out of him is.
Drink.
Wait, why am I thinking?
Don't tell her. Don't tell her why she's drinking.
Okay.
You think that's shitty that you're drinking so much, or you're fucked up?
Where did this frat boy come from?
Do you think it's shitty that we make you drink so much shit? Or that it's fucked up? Do you think it's fucked up?
No, you guys will think that it's fucked up later.
What? Unrelated. Kelly, Hannah, what is your favorite swear word?
Or is it like a ranking system?
Well, it might be a creature. I don't know. It's a cunt roach.
Okay.
Drink, please. All right, but the second favorite.
Well, shoot. That's my second favorite swear word.
It's a swear in a Christian household, so drink. But only the blood of Christ.
Well, I would like to attack by, I do a sneak attack.
Yes.
Oh, you're
up on a guy.
It's in daytime. You're allowing that? Ugh.
Okay, not a sneak attack. Not a sneak attack. Okay, I'm in the
What's the
yard.
it? He's. Oof.
Maybe,
Not my
yeah,
deal.
instead of beating the shit out of him, maybe you should roll dice.
You're a gem inhabiting another
Okay,
planet's
I'm rolling, so I'm drinking.
That's her now.
And I got a 1, and the last time I got a 1 was devastating. So.
Alright.
One, fail.
So
And that's a chain you have to drink because of that too.
you creep up on the closest, buffest drow, because apparently we're just really giving it to drow in this one. And you wind up and you're like, man, and you really you irritate him, and he turns around and is just like, what are you doing, fresh meat? He's a male drow, which is ultimately less interesting based on their society, but whatever.
But this isn't a drone. Anyway, whatever.
It's fine. We're all fine.
Think fast.
Okay. Does he need help with anything? Can I help him? Can I do his taxes? Can I suck his dick?
I don't need it. The only help I need is for you to stop trying to sneak up and hit me because it's weird. I don't know what taxes are. That's why I'm here. But yeah, you can suck my dick.
So is that a D20 or?
Okay, so he beckons you over. You know what? Actually, start with persuasion.
Wait, you don't have to persuade someone to let them suck your dick.
Maybe
You don't have to talk people into that.
I feel like this guy you do.
Not my experience.
He's got some secrets.
Didn't you already say you wanted it?
DC 4.
Why? She could just take 10, and then she is gonna take 10.
I don't know
Wait,
if you can
is
take
that an
10.
option? I've never heard that rule. Just roll it.
You've never heard the take 10 rule?
Now she has to drink. No, I've heard take 10.
Is it?
Is this charisma? What am I doing here?
Yeah, but what did you roll?
Definitely take 10.
I rolled 18.
Take 10.
Okay. So you
You slap that
you
knob?
wildly oversell the fact that you're gonna suck his dick. You're like, I'll totally do it, and I've done it before, and I'm really good at it, and then you draw diagrams about your technique, and he was like, I was fine with it before. But now that I know that you're so okay with this, I can probably trust you enough to take you back over to this blind spot where none of the guards can see. And we'll just do the thing, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, and then can I bite his dick off? Is that a D20?
So you both go over into the blind spot, and you start doing the thing. You just start sucking his dick, and roll a D20 against the AC of his dick.
Hold fast, Dan.
Yes, oh god.
Thank you. This
This
is so foul what we're doing. As in a bunch of adults.
A stupid audience member would like to use this dive epic success for Artemis to help with the dick sucking.
That's you're a beautiful, generous man.
Spin it
Thank
this
you.
way. So
Like
that
I
way. Instead of under the table.
Alright, you got it, right?
Or this way.
He's laying on 20!
So you just pick exactly the right moment, and you just chomp down, and I guess you work at it a little bit, but you go and you got it, and it's just, there's blood everywhere, and it's all over your face, and he's like that, and he's like, oh my god, with the diagrams and everything, I really thought this would be okay, and he's bleeding to death. And you have a moment to make it the most shocking, legendary moment to freak everybody else in prison. So go for it.
Is that dealing damage?
It's murder.
So it's definitely dealing damage, which means you need to drink.
Oh yes.
Drink.
Also, what do you do with the center of penis and all the blood?
Well, you make a necklace out of it, I think. Right?
That is what you do.
That is what you do. So you make a necklace out of it, and he watches as you craft, and he realizes that you're just like a really crafting person. With all the diagrams and stuff earlier, he was like, oh, she had a blueprint set up for this. Like, the plan was always to have a dickless. And then he dies. And he dies with that image as the last thing he sees. And everybody in the yard is like, holy fucking shit, that dude just ate that guy's dick and made a necklace out of it. And you gain the respect of a lot of people in prison. They know not to fuck with you. You've done time before.
Damn straight.
All right. And now we move on to our next scene. Welder continues to begin. This takes place sometime later. In the intervening week or so, rumors have begun to spread about the activity of a mysterious vigilante who fights crimes on the streets of this nameless undersea city, trying to just set right the wrong that was done to her, and you are scoping out the general prison complex area.
Wait, I'm looking over what?
You're surveying the prison complex area. This is
this
sometime
Litchfield
later.
Prison?
Huh?
Is this Litchfield Prison?
It's the same prison, yes.
This is okay. So I've been using this cloak for a week. So I'm okay at it. I'm looking at a bunch of buildings where a bunch of prisoners are hanging out.
Yeah.
What time of day is it?
It's night. It's the dead of night. It's justice o'clock.
Night. Okay, cool. So I'm standing on a ledge of a building. My cloaker is billowing around me. I'm looking down. I'm not the hero that the city, etc. Okay, so I'm going to try to sneak down into the guard in the guard place.
All right. So you sneak down around the area. You're outside the east wall. Nearby is the it turns out to be the temporary holding cells. All around there are a bunch of crates of supplies from a recently salvaged vessel which they've captured. While you're scoping out the area, doing your sneaky stuff, you see that one of the guards is just really pushing around some little kid. Apparently, he had stayed on board of their most recent captured vessel as kind of a stowaway, had hidden, and now they finally found it. And as you look closer, it turns out that he's just punching the shit out of Pudge, a kid that you know.
All right, I've snuck up behind the guard, and I have a 21 on my stealth check, and I put my hands delicately on his jaw, and I snap his neck. Strength check.
All right.
I get a wowzers. I get a 26 on my strength check.
Okay. So you just
and then I bend down to Pudge. I look him square in the eye, and I said, "I am Satan, and you are going to hell." And then I snap his neck too.
What is
Okay, and I got 19 on that strength check.
19. Okay. Roll against his AC first.
Fine.
Hold fast, Dave.
I got a. I will say on my AC, I did get a critical hit.
Oh.
Well, let's see what you do.
Count.
Oh
Lord Edmund Blackadder would like to use the die of epic failure.
no!
On Fart's order.
Sort of, yeah.
See, this is why it's impossible for women to get ahead in dungeons.
I'm kind of glad, because that move kind of shocked even me.
I'm a dark criminal vigilante, and guess what one of the laws is? Don't kill kids. I operate outside of the law.
So you
I thought you were going to
reach
put
out
in panties and make
as
it
if to
Robin.
murder this child, and then you remember that you spent way too much time in the Underdark, and the rules are different up here. This is where you establish your one rule of no killing Pudge specifically.
I have one rule, Pudge. And that's that I'm not going to kill you. But guess what? I'll inadvertently let you die, like at the end of Batman Begins when he just lets Ra's al Ghul die. It's a total cop-out. Horrible moral system. Bad movies. Christopher Nolan, not a good director. Hi.
But it's just
That's more of a
okay,
writing problem.
that's a lot to take in, and I'm already pretty stressed. So, who are you? I've peed myself, and I have a lot of valuable information. In that order.
I am here to save you, Pudge, and I need information. Tell me where I can find the ship, and tell me where I can find Artemis.
What? Can we define save? Were you here to save that guard?
Absolutely not. I'm going to eat him later.
Okay. Wow. We're straying pretty far from the Batman motif.
Do you know bats eat insects all of the time? And guess what? That guard was an insect.
I mean, he wasn't that bad to me. I mean, he did that thing where he put out.
It's called Stockholm Syndrome, Pudge. You've begun to love your captors. And guess what? Welcome home. Love me, Pudge, and tell me where the ship is and where's Artemis. He spells it with an O at the end. I don't know. It's an affectation. Hopefully we'll grow out of it.
It was terrible. They stormed our ship and they captured it. They sunk us. The ship gets sunk a lot. We're at 3 now. And they captured us all and they took us to this strange underwater world. And
Yeah, that's where we are now, Pudge.
Yeah, and I'm just recapping.
I know. We've all heard that recap 4 times at this point, Pudge.
I just feel like I'm getting to the part where I've learned their plan, but I mean, if you don't want to hear
No, give me the plan, Pudge. Okay, Pudge.
Okay, they're gonna... Oh gosh, it's just so terrifying. I can't...
Pudge, you're killing me, Pudge.
Too bad you're morally compelled not to harm me.
Not harm, kill, Pudge, kill.
I feel like a little roughing up would really bring it out of me.
Pudge, do you consent, Pudge?
I don't, but if you tried it, I wouldn't hate it either.
That is a type of consent, Pudge. That's not moving code, Pudge.
That is very confusing.
I agree. A lot of adult relationships are confusing, Pudge, and that's why you're a child. So you just need to tell me the plan so I can stop interacting with you.
I'll do it on one condition.
God, what is it, Pudge? Just tell me the condition.
Make me your sidekick.
Oh my God. Can I summon the cloakers to kill me?
They can't hear you from this distance, otherwise...
Alright, I go to a different part of the city and pursue a different Batman movie plot. Let's do a Suicide Squad.
He follows you.
Okay, fine, you're gonna be my, whatever, sidekick, Pudge, but that only means I get to kick you in your side once a day. Now tell me the plan.
Is that like part of a training to make me strong?
Yeah, get strong, and then I kick him in the side. Now what's the plan?
I feel stronger already. Here's the deal. They're using their superior artificing magic combined with the more recent technology that they've uncovered on board the ship to build a doomsday fortress. Oh God, that sidekick really hurt though. And then he just blacks out.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I take him, okay, where's the nearest force field?
It's as near as we need it to be.
Alright, I travel to the nearest force field and I leave him there. Do I have any rations on me? I must, I've been surviving for a week. I lead a trail of rations to the force field and I use my moan power to summon creatures of the deep.
That's
and
not how that works.
Fine, I assumed it was. I leave Pudge there while he's blacked out, and I run as fast as I possibly can from that passed out kid back to Litchfield prison. Let me break into there. I'm going to stealth into the prison.
That is the end of your segment.
Fine.
D&D has changed quite a bit from my experience with the 80s. Thoughts, Shannon?
I don't know. I feel like beating kids is pretty 80s.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
So now it's Two Wolves' turn, right?
Yes. All right, and so now we encounter. This is several weeks after that most recent incident, and this takes place after. It's the big graduation mixer, and you've made so many friends. You've really become a fabric of their little community, and to be honest, you know, you found a level of belonging that you never really found with the Fellowship of Convenience.
It's gonna be real sad when I fuck these guys over.
Right? It really is. They feel that way too if they knew. And so you've adventured with them. You've like hung out with the popular crowd and adventured with them and killed all manner of cloakers with them and just had a good time. And like they do stuff like don't make you take all the damage all the time. And when you do, they say thank you. Yeah. So now it's the after school mixer, and it's like bumping. They've got like a stage with a kick-ass local band of bards who are just really playing some nice pop punk. And there's like a table with refreshments, and everybody's dancing and having a good time. And they're like, "Oh my God, I'm so excited for the ceremony tomorrow! Let me tell you, you've just been knocking it out of the park. We really think that you're gonna make a great captain."
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey, T-Bone," as you walk through it. You're just like, "Yeah, all right. Hey, T-Bone, my man."
What's up? High five.
Yeah.
Whoa, Bundy.
Woo! All right, and so you go and you find your friends, and they're kind of like in a separate area where all the cool kids are hanging out. It's like the more chilled, low-key area because they're too cool for the main party. Yeah, and they're all like huddled around this thing that they're passing back and forth.
Oh, what could this possibly be? Hey guys, what's going on?
Oh, and Renoir's just like, "Hey, Torbin, good to see you, man." And he gives you a hug. He's really excited to see you. He's totally crossfaded. And he's just like, "Hey, man, oh, dude, you're going to love this. Take a hit of this."
Those drugs?
He hands you even worse. He hands you a book. And he's like, "Yeah, down here we feel like reading is the real high." And everybody's looking at you. And they're like, do it, Torbin. Don't you want to be cool? Read this book.
Quick history lesson: Torbin Two Wolves hates books.
He didn't do it. He just looked at the pages.
No, I'm reading, guys. I'm reading. It was the best of times. Was the blurst of times.
That is what it says.
Who wrote this trash? And I throw the book back.
Oh.
Blurst isn't even a word.
Annalise leaves crying, my fan fiction! But the passion with which she imbued the story begins to affect you. And your contact with knowledge and the wonderment that is reading starts to affect you. And you take -4 to your strength, and worse than that, +8 to your intelligence, and -2 to your charisma. And you become a nerd!
Oh. -4?
Yeah. +8 to your intelligence.
It's 8.
Right?
Well,
What?
Yeah. He's super intelligent now. It's terrible.
Whoa. In 5th Ed's ramped down skill system, that means nothing.
I have problems with the system.
You're just gonna sit here while he he changes his stats.
Like a nerd would do.
come on, guys.
My character sits in
The
prison.
lead broke in my pencil. And what else?
Yeah.
-2 to
Oh,
charisma.
-1.
Meanwhile, while all of this is going down, you have a conversation with Rhaegar. Like comes in a huff, and she's just like, can't talk to anybody else.
Is she? Wait, are you talking to me or him?
Yeah,
still?
to you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is she bald now?
Yeah, she's bald because she thought that people would like it, and they just made fun of her, and they also wrote notes in poop on walls at her.
Okay, wait. How long has it been since I saw her?
That's been
At least 2 weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
You graduated in 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's a short program. They
So,
just teach them how to be an
in those 2
also
weeks
a
since I've seen her, I have drawn a picture in poo on the wall of her like trying to give Torbin some flowers, and he's like slapping them out of his hand, and he's got like a babe next to him, and like she's like crying and stuff, and I'm like, hey, I'm an oracle, and this is what's gonna happen because no one will ever love you.
You do this all with your face.
with my mouth poop.
Yeah, with his face and with poop.
Mouth poop is just called vomit.
He's got literally nothing to do. I've got nothing to do the whole time except for figure out ways to torture this person.
How do you,
She gets ready to press the
from your
button.
butt to your mouth?
You poop on the ground and then you pick it up with your mouth.
But your hands are shit.
Yeah, you poop on the ground and then you pick it up with your mouth.
No, there's an issue of flexibility.
Do you want me to dexterity check that?
Yes, you must.
All right.
Yeah.
And frankly, since you're shackled, you should get disadvantage.
I'll roll disadvantage dice too.
Yeah,
like this.
Nam doesn't understand how
Shut up, you
arms
guys.
work.
I know how poop works though.
I feel like it's possible we're missing the point of this scenario.
I got
How did you do?
I got an 8.
An 8? Okay, so
Well,
it's
I'm
rude, but
a
it gets the
nerd
point.
now, so I need to know these things.
Also, an 8 that succeeds. Okay.
You said it's crude.
Yeah, it's, it's...
Hey, I'm chewing my best to psychologically warfare this person, all right? I'm in prison.
Yeah,
I don't get to gallivant around town beating up children, okay?
Oh yeah, you guys switch bodies.
Doing a bang up breath.
I have poop and rudeness. That's all I have at my disposal.
Well, you art really is just made out of, the best you can with what you got.
Thank you.
You know, Freud said that pooping was the creation stage of a child's development.
Did he say that?
Yeah, have you not read?
Hey, stay out of my shit. All right, what's going on with radar?
She
yeah.
sees your mural
I am
and
a
she's
fan of
ready to
Wikipedia.
press the button, but then she's just like, what's the point?
You know what? You're right. There's no point. Maybe you should just let me out, and I'll kill everyone. I'll kill all of you. I'm gonna feed your guts to your own mama. Just kidding, Radar. I think you're hella cool. I would love to help you with seducing Torbin.
You're sending a lot of mixed signals, and I'm not good with social cues.
I can make you better at social cues. You got this kick-ass suppository. This makes you way better at social skills.
All right, roll perception.
Okay, and she's gonna shock me with that machine.
I keep on expecting Radar to say "bazinga" at some point.
Not perception, but persuasion is what I meant. But
Oh.
use the same roll, just whatever.
I get an 18.
18. Okay. So you find her at what turns out to be a very dark moment, and you offer her some real school shooter-esque advice.
Oh man.
And
Whoa.
she presses the button, but not the one that kills you.
Yes.
The one that unshackles you.
Ooh!
Yeah.
Guess what, Radar? Since you did me a favor, I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna show you. As Torbin doesn't know this, but I've committed his naked body to memory. So I cast minor illusion to show her what Torbin looks like naked. But no, I give her the real thing. I give her the real thing. All the glory. This is Torbin.
So you just, and she looks at it, and her will is broken, and she says it's beautiful. And she comes inside to get a closer look inside the chamber.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm sorry I'm so excited right now, Radar. It doesn't have anything to do with murder. I'm just going to cast Hypnotic Pattern on her.
All right.
Will save, DC 19.
Okay.
Is this spell manager still working?
Yeah.
Wait, is that? I thought it was my shadow.
Thank you.
Oh, is that a thing? Sorry.
What?
Those runes
Is
are
this-
dampening
it's
its
got spell
magical
dampers
abilities
or something?
She disabled all of it.
Oh.
Retcon.
Idiots. Alright. Did she make the will save?
Yes, she passed it actually.
That's just a really beautiful hypnotic pattern I wanted you to look at.
I also like that, but do the one with the Torbin again.
Oh, you want to see? You know what? I will cast a spell of what's that word? Consent and teleport on Torbin to bring him here and make love to you. So I cast Major Illusion, Torbin, fucking chilling naked on a chase lounge, just rubbing his nips, oil everywhere.
Torbin, what does this Torbin say? In nerd style.
No, he's not actually there. It's just an illusion.
I know, but he can act out the illusion.
Okay.
Wait,
You have to seduce her.
nothing like reading Plato in the nude.
Oh, my heart melts for you, Torbin.
Have you heard of the allegory of the cave?
Oh, jeez. Oh. She waves her, she fans herself.
You're gonna project your shadows onto her wall.
You see, the shadow as it comes into the cave is.
Okay, while they're blabbing, I slip
We're all
out.
prisoners, chained
I slip out the door. I slip out the door.
Okay.
Much like the prisoner in the allegory of the cave that escapes into the real world.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Then you have successfully escaped your bonds.
I lock that door.
Oh no!
Tomorrow we will talk about Sartre.
She's fine with it, honestly.
Can't
Just
do
you
it.
locked her in
Sartre,
with something
smart
that she's cool with.
Oh, okay, wait, and I change the illusion to her.
Scooby Doo.
So Torbin turns into her.
Oh, she just has to be locked in a room with an illusion of herself, and she has to just like face what that means.
Well, I just think she hates herself, so.
That's we all do. So it's.
And I'm like, hey, since you guys asked me so many questions, I will ask you a question now. And I say, does this hurt? And I push the button.
Oh no! Oh! She dies horribly.
Oh wait, not until she's dead.
How many times did you press it?
You did press a lot when you were reminded.
I pushed it hard too.
That's a little irresponsible.
I think it's reasonable that she's dead.
How about I decide how many times I pushed it?
Yeah.
How's it when you roll a d6 to determine how many times
No,
you
I pushed it 50 times. Is she okay?
Well, let me see. Let me just do
50?
the math on that real quick.
I crank it to 100 and I push it 50 times. So here, I'll roll a d50.
Okay.
She takes.
Sir, he's lying about the dice he rolled.
Well, I rolled 2 d20s and a d10.
Didn't
So
really say okay,
it's
so-
33 times 100. She takes a million damage. 1 million damage.
Okay. So if you did it 50 times, she takes 1d4, 1d6, 1d8, 1d10. I don't know why any of us care. Why did we invest? She's so dead! She's so unbelievably dead. She's died early on. Someone's literally raising their hand. Yes, please.
Is she hot?
No.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good question.
It's really more of like it's really more of like a wasting away, like she's not under the covenant kind of deal.
Okay,
Yes.
so what I'm going to do is.
No,
I'm going to go
she's not
in
become a
there.
lich. Good job though. Good thought. Thanks
gonna-
for staying on theme.
I'm going to pop in there. I'm going to hit
Wait,
her.
maybe.
Wait, what's going on? Okay, so I'm going to hit her with the flame strike until she does pop.
Why would that make her pop?
It's heat, dude. It's like a microwave kind of situation.
Microwave is not the same as fire.
Now that I have Madeline back, I'm going to send a message to Artemis. That says, shut up. Shut up. Doing my thing, bro. Also out of prison. Let's chill.
Also, I'm in prison. Tell him that I'm king of prison now.
Oh, cut to your scenario.
Wait.
We're finally done with your your scenario's over. You murdered a
All right,
woman.
let's
It's
go
done.
back.
Oh, great. Now you're just like your favorite director, Christopher Nolan. The murderer
Okay.
of all evils.
Crawl.
That wasn't a good crawl.
Crawl and shame.
All right, so I sit on a toilet made out of a toilet, right?
Okay.
But I am now king of prison, correct?
No.
What? I'm not red in
No.
season 1 of Orange is the New Black? What are the colors in that show? I just realized now.
What does happen is that set the scene. It takes place in the showers. And
Wait, there are okay, whatever.
yeah, there's showers. And they.
Am I showering alone or am I showering with people?
Okay, you were showering with a bunch of people, but then the big boss ogre comes in and snaps his finger.
I
and
thought
everybody
I
leaves.
bit off his ding dong.
No, that was just some guy.
I just bit off some ding dongs guy?
Yeah, you just some ding dongs ding dong.
You make terrible choices.
I couldn't even bite off the jail CEO's ding dong.
Well-
My eyes crackle with a deep, sinister green energy. Oh no.
Okay, and so this ogre approaches you, and he's like the boss around here, and you know because
How tall is the ogre compared to me?
You're wood elf.
Yeah, wood elf, which I believe makes me 5'4", and I believe the ogre should be somewhere around 8'10" to 10 foot.
Then he is 12 feet tall.
Oh no! So I walk up to him and you know what's dangling right above me. You know it.
And then he's like, yes, you do too, but I'm obviously not going to let you do that.
Wait, you want Dick Biter to give you a Brentwood hello?
Well, maybe another time. I heard there are diagrams, there's pageantry to the whole thing. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious. But mostly I'm here because I've recognized your capacity for absolute savagery while also being charmingly expendable. And I like that in a lackey.
Thank you. And then I drop the soap and I wink at him.
He's just like, I'll get that for you.
Yeah, you. Okay, and then I realize how tall his butt is. And I was like, okay, what do you want me to do?
So, anyway, rumor is that they're keeping in solitary a prisoner as a sorcerer, and I've heard as an ogre.
Great, cool. I immediately will go to where solitary is.
Okay. Well, go.
I don't put my tunic on. I have no time. I gotta bring a sorcerer out.
Good. Go kill him and bring me back his.
Whatever. I'm heading down the hallway. What's around me?
So that I can eat it and become an Oni.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm running down the hallway to where the solitary confinement
Also,
is.
he gives you a weapon to use.
I don't need it. I have my mouth.
Yeah. Okay. He wasn't. Okay. So you do those things.
All right, so I have whatever. I grabbed his weapon and I ran out. What's
Yeah.
this weapon? I look at it as I'm running.
It's a broken toothbrush, sharpened. It's got a little sharp.
Great. It's like I could have used this when I had a whole bunch of dick blood in my mouth. Now what am I gonna do with it?
Yeah, you could stab a lot of people with it.
I guess, but my mouth is
Big foreskin out of your teeth.
nice. I assume every drow male is circumcised.
That's a weird assumption to make.
We'll get into it later. All right.
This is a conversation I want to have, but not right now.
All right.
Ready.
So I run down the hallway to the solitary confinement. I am naked and I am glistening, but I have that narrow wood elf physique, so I'm built for speed.
Okay, so you go down the first hallway. It's empty as per your agreement with the guy. He can get you that far, but you can go right or left.
Hold on. Okay, I choose to go. First, I scan for any visual clues indicating. Do I know where solitary is?
No.
All right, so I scan for any visual clues for where I think there. So there's no signs or anything.
No, there's nothing as obvious as like solitary this way.
But I've been in the prison for at this point at least 2 weeks, so I have no idea about the general layout of it.
You know that it's a maze of hallways, and that you're very likely to find your goal.
All right, so I look down the left hallway. You said.
Either way.
All right, so I look. I listen. I make a perception check for what I hear for guards. Like down which hallway do I hear guards?
What did you get?
I got. Whoa! I got 15.
Okay, so you know that left there are more guards than right.
But there are guards definitely both ways.
Yes.
All right, so I go right.
Okay, so you make your way down.
I'm making a stealth check to sneak up on both guards, rolling advantage, and I got a 27.
All right, so you stealth up on them.
All right, so I stealth up on them, hold the toothpick to one of their jugulars, and I say, "Take me to solitary." Also, remember, I'm naked, so my junk is like pushed into the back of his guard uniform.
He's like, "How many weapons do you have on me right now?"
I give him a kiss, and I say 3.
He's convinced. So he's just like, "Stand down, everybody, stand down. We've got a code blue."
All right, so I wrap my legs around his waist, so I'm basically riding him like a giant man horse. Now take me to solitary confinement, or I'll thread you like a needle.
He's like, "Oh, he's got. I've got a really good idea for how we can do this because I am in it for me." And he takes off like the outer jacket of his uniform and he puts it on so that it's over you and you're more like hidden. And then he
all right, Hunchback of Notre dumbass, let's go to solitary.
And so he goes by, and everybody's like, "Hey, Craig, what's going on with the hump there?" And he's like, "I'm sick." And you know what? Do you want to roll some kind of bluff or deception to see how you guys
don't
team
want
up
to.
on
We
this?
succeed.
Well, I mean, do you?
I
roll
need
it.
to. I see.
Do roll it, yeah. He's not very convincing, so you better be.
Hold on. This is okay. Okay, in that case, I got
Be
a.
convincing as a hump.
Yes.
I got an 11.
You got an 11. How do you want to convince lookers on that you're just a regular old hump that sprouted up on this man randomly because he's sick?
This is how I perceive it. Okay, I immediately start quivering, like he has a case of the ooze pox, which can sometimes lead to giant boils on people's backs, and people can convulse in pain.
Okay. So one guy is just like, "Ooze pox, huh? Oof, that's rough. Yeah, my grandma had that." All right, well, feel better.
Does Craig say something in response to that? Because I'm not the mouth of this.
And Craig just keeps walking because he's, smart.
Okay, great. So we're going to solitary. We convince at least most guards that he's just a sick man. Go to solitary. I peek out from under the coat. How many guards are in front of solitary?
There is just 2 guards, but there's also a security checkpoint which is blocked. So
what does the security checkpoint look like?
It looks like a small little kind of alcove and a Bars. Door with bars.
So what are the implications of the security checkpoint? Would there be more guards there, or is it some sort of like magic trap?
There are 2 guards there.
So
you have no real reason to think that there's anything more than just the mundane appearance.
Okay, so I guess I'm unclear on what the security checkpoint represents. Do I have to get through it to get to solitary, or is that solitary?
It represents a locked door.
Okay, got it. Okay, it's a locked door. I do a quick scan. Do the guards have keys on them?
Yes, but not the one you're riding.
Yeah, I assume one of the guards. All right.
Yeah, one of the ones on that.
So we approach the guards, I assume?
Yes.
All right. I immediately jam the toothbrush up through the carotid into Craig's skull.
Oh,
and
shit.
Then I assume this will take it's sort of like an ambush, so it's a surprise. So I assume I get a surprise round.
Yeah.
So I spring off at the guards and I bite one of their cheeks off and spit it in the other one's face. And I try to grab his short sword or whatever and slash at the remaining guard whose face I had not bit.
That is a lot of actions all in a row.
I agree.
Okay, so that guy, it's a given because he had the thing to his thing, and he's blood-sploded. He's just blood-sploded, and so he's done. And so you leap off of him onto the
Movement
first
action,
one.
right? Onto the first one.
Yeah.
Rolling to hit. Got a 17.
Against AC, yeah. So you bite his face off.
All right. And then it's a free action to spit the cheek flesh into the face because it's not going to damage or whatever.
We're gonna face dye that. That's just a way to just randomly. Oh, it is an unhappy face.
Frowny face.
And so you have to actually contend with this guard that you threw the thing at because he is just like, you fucking bit my friend's face and then spit it at my face. That's gross and mean, and you're going down, buddy.
Okay, cool. But I'm only dealing with one guard, correct?
Yeah, the one whose face you bit off has to deal with the fact that he's disfigured forever.
I would also say that I would get sneak attack damage on it, but all right.
It's fine. He's out of the fight.
You get sneak attack.
Yeah. So I'm just dealing with this one guard. Okay.
Yeah.
So
but
does
he
he
gets
go
a hit against your AC with a club, and he does 7 damage.
Okay, cool. All right, great.
But does Craig take any of that damage? Oh,
I've leaped off. Craig is dead.
Craig's gone.
He is, in the words of our illustrious dungeon master, blood-sploded. All right, so I've been hit with a short sword.
A club.
A club for 7 points of damage. All right, so it hits my forearm. I absorb most of the shock that way. That's why I take 7 points of damage. And then I move to. Well, I mean, it has to. Anyway.
The fact that you're narrating it doesn't make sense.
I would say this is anyway. I attack him and I go to bite for his neck because I guess I'm a cannibal now.
I feel like prison has done that to you, sure. So okay, you go in and you attempt to bite his neck.
And I know that's a harder hit, but I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with it too. Go for it.
Oh, I probably missed because I got a 10.
10? Okay.
So I just got close and I allowed this guard to probably hit me more.
Yeah. So you generally kind of squeeze him. Your lips lightly brush his cheek.
Nice. I'm
Yeah.
fine with that too.
And so he uses that as an opportunity to hit you more because he does not like it, and he does land against your AC with an 18.
Okay. And so how much damage does he do?
Another D6 plus 2. 4, so 6.
6 points of damage.
Yep.
Okay. All right, that's fine. All right, cool. And now that I'm close to him, I'm going to go right for the try to bite his nose off.
Oh,
Don't you have a sword? You said you stole a sword.
yeah.
I didn't have enough actions to steal a sword.
Well, keep fighting then.
Yeah, so I have to.
So they just have clubs, and also it's
Wag your wiener at him.
Also, I think my run of luck might be done because I just rolled a 1.
You are beaten unconscious and failed to complete your mission. You will remain in prison for the next session. That will be the Fellowship of Convenience for tonight.
This card should have. Like, Mom always told me never fuck with a naked man.